What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. One of the biggest names under the PBC banner, one of the faces of Showtime Boxing, Adrien "The Problem" Broner, has pulled out of his August 20th fight versus Figueroa. The fight was slated to take place in Hollywood, Florida, aka the Sunshine State. The PBC moved quickly to find a replacement opponent, and he goes by the name of Sergey Lipinets, former junior welterweight world champion. He was fighting on a non-televised undercard, so they was able to get him as a credible replacement opponent for Figueroa. Now, Adrien Broner cited mental health issues as the reason why he had to pull out of the fight. Figueroa's not having it. He said Adrien Broner is capping, that him citing mental health issues is fugazi, and the real reason why he pulled out of his fight was because Adrien Broner was undisciplined and was not on track to make the contracted weight for the Saturday 12-round welterweight clash. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires as far as where does Adrien Broner go from here. Now, he says that he's got a lot of people depending on him, family and close friends, and he's got to take care of himself. He's got to get himself right before he's able to give people close to him, people in his inner circle, his family, what they need. So basically saying he's got a lot of people depending on him, and he's going through trials and tribulations, and he's got a lot of obstacles that he's got to overcome, and he's not in the right mental state to go inside a boxing ring and square off with Figueroa. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Now, I'm not here to play a doctor in this video. I don't know if he is indeed going through what you call mental health issues. I'm not saying he's not going through nothing, because everybody going through something. Figueroa said this, hey, we all going through something. We all going through our trials and tribulations. We all going through obstacles in this thing called life. Everybody's going through it. You just got to deal with it and keep pushing forward. But I think it's much more than me styles for us. It might have something to do with him going through some mental things inside his own mind, and you don't think he's going to be focused. And you got to be focused when you get inside that square circle. Make no mistake about it. If you got your foot halfway in that ring and halfway out the ring, or you got your mind halfway focused on your opponent, but you got your mind halfway focused on other things outside of boxing, yeah, you can get yourself seriously hurt inside that square circle. Make no mistake about it. So if that is indeed the case, which I have no reason to doubt, I can understand why he's pulling out this fight. But at the same time, Adrien Broner has cited this before. Not a week before going into a fight now, but he cited this before, that he's been going through a lot of problems. He's been dealing with depression at times, and he had even got on his social media page a couple of years ago and threatened suicide, if I'm not mistaken. He threatened to take his own life. He said he was through with the world, basically, and he was just ready to give up. And luckily, that did not happen. I don't know if somebody close to him got a hold of him and was able to talk him out of that, or maybe he was just saying he was going to do something, but ultimately decided not to do it. I don't know what the case of how that all transpired and what the end result was on that, but he's saying similar things now, as far as he's dealing with a lot of things mentally, a lot of things that he's not able to deal with at this point in time, and he's looking to get his life in order before stepping back inside that square circle. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Adrien Broner, in my humble opinion, if he never fights again, is a Hall of Fame fighter. Now, I got on a social media page for boxing columnist Dan Raphael, and I said that if Arturo Gatti is a Hall of Famer, then Adrien Broner is a no doubt about it Hall of Fame. And then here come Lou DiBella, who promotes Lou DiBella Promotions, and he's got several top-notch fighters. He basically said, get the fuck out of here, JB Sports. Basically saying that Adrien Broner has no place in the Hall of Fame. But if you stack his resume up against Arturo Gatti's resume, Broner's resume is far superior. 4-division world champion, 4-time world champion, won belts at 147, 140, 135, and 130. He's beaten Paulie Malignaggi when he jumped up from 135 to 147. You know, he's beaten Ponce de Leon. In his best performance of his career, in my opinion, he defeated DeMarco. Remember, DeMarco was the guy that stopped Jorge Linares. That was a Jorge Linares that was undefeated at that time. Stopped him on the undercard of the Chad Dawson-Bernard Hopkins fight. So we will see what happens and we will see what transpires. But as far as Adrien the Problem Broner goes, he needs to definitely get his life in order, because this is the second time that him and Omar Figueroa was supposed to fight. Now, the first time, Adrien Broner got frustrated that the PBC could not secure him a date, as the PBC was going through different fights, putting together different matchups, and they had never come around to finalizing a date for Adrien Broner to take on Omar Figueroa. So this is actually the second time this fight has been put off. And who knows if these guys will ever get in the ring and fight again, because I know if I'm Omar Figueroa in this team, I would not trust Adrien Broner as far as I can throw him. I would not look to fight him. I would not sacrifice myself in training camp, paying sparring partners to get my body ready to get in the ring with him, knowing that there's a distinct possibility he could pull out of the fight. So he's going to have a hard time getting a fight with Omar Figueroa ever again. But old Rolly Romero has been making the rounds. He made the rounds before the fight this past Saturday featuring Teofimo Lopez and Pedro Campa, and he called out Adrien Broner for a big pay-per-view fight on Showtime. Say it'll be a trash-talking festival. Two of the best trash talks in the sport of boxing. They could do good numbers at the gate and do good numbers on pay-per-view. So that could be a potential matchup for the first quarter of 2023. And that fight will get him very close to what he's been asking the PBC for. He's been asking for $10 million to fight. He definitely wasn't going to get no $10 million to fight Omar Figueroa. Maybe that played a part of him pulling out the fight, but he could have the potential, if the pay-per-view numbers do very well, of making $10 million or close to $10 million fighting Rolly Romero. But his guarantee would be much smaller than that. He probably have to take something like $1 million guarantee or $1.5 million guarantee and do 50% of the pay-per-view. And Rolly would get maybe $500K or maybe $1 million, and they do the 50-50 on the pay-per-view. And if the fight does well, then he has the potential to make in the neighborhood of $10 million. I doubt if he does that. I doubt if the fight sells enough for him to get that, but he would definitely make more in a Rolly Romero fight than he was going to make fighting Omar Figueroa. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard.Briscoe.3551. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. And I'll holla